Hello and welcome to a short video update of my project where I'm going to install this Lamborghini engine into my old Volvo. In this video I will work a bit on the engine here. Also, to put some pressure on me and this project, I have entered this car for a drag and drive event this summer. More about that a little bit later in the video. I am back in Sweden from my trip to Dubai, and when I was in Dubai I was actually looking for some parts, and I bought these when I was there, and yeah, now when I came home they were all here. So yeah, it's a dry sump tank, it's an oil filter holder here actually with a screen and a glass here so you can see through if yeah, you can see a little bit of the condition of the engine if there's coming some debris there, but I will show you a little bit more of this when I install it. And I got this adapter here. I made this in Fusion 360, and this is the 3D printed in plastic one, but now I ordered this one in aluminum. So this is the adapter for the gear for the dry sump pump. So the gear here is from Autoverity, and this one, it should fit here on the pulley, the crank dampener, fit in the center here, and actually these holes you can see here, they should clear for these bolts, and it should actually be driven by these bolts there. So I will need a longer bolt there in the middle. I have the engine here that I now will take apart, because I'm going to remove the crankshaft from the engine, and you know, I talked before with my heavier connecting rods. Now I'm gonna do like most of you told me, and I was thinking that's a good idea to balance the crankshaft for a new heavier connecting rods. So take this apart. Maybe I can assemble the engine pretty soon, we'll see. The engine is back here in my engine corner, and I'm gonna do the mount here for the oil pump. This is the temporary one, and I will do the final one. I think I have a good position for it now. It fits there, and I will also work on the oil pan here. Have done some cutting and planning where to put the suction lines from this oil pan. Would be nice maybe to do a complete CNC oil pan for this, but yeah, will be too much work. But no, that's not gonna happen now. I just modify this one, and on the inside here it actually looks pretty good, this oil pan, with these scrapers here to get the oil down here, and also hit some internal passages for the oil from the cylinder heads here as well, and also from this back chain housing. And yeah, here is the welded engine block. This one was all cracked away before. Okay, the first stage here of the suction for the dry sump pump is finished to the block here, not the block, but to the oil pan here. And yeah, not the nicest welds maybe, but hopefully it will be leak free at least. Always a little bit tricky when welding in these cast aluminum pieces, old car pieces that have been full of oil and everything. So 3 stages left. I think 2 will go over here and maybe 1 here somewhere. So also here it's blocked off. Usually the oil went here, but now the steering rack will go exactly there. So yeah, cut out for that one as well. The first one I did with this one, O-ring boss, and the fitting here, and the plan to do it with the other ones as well, but it was a little bit tight fit. So I welded on this weld bungs directly on here. These ones are from BJP Race. I think the last one will go this way, and it will be a hose and 180 degrees going there to the pump. So yep, blocking this one off. The original dry sump pump, actually all the oil is coming out of this hole here. So now I'm taking it out in a couple of places. It was working with this one, but yeah, maybe not the best. You can see maybe here some of the channels coming from the cylinder head, for example, going there. But now I take it on a couple of different spaces there, so hopefully it will be better. But the biggest upgrade with the dry sump pump is the pressure stage. This stage is much better than the original pump's pressure stage. Hopefully I can rev this engine a little bit more now as well. After the welding here, I am checking for leaks. I had some E85 in it, and welding cast aluminum, it's hard to see if it gets any impurity, and yeah, here we can see a pretty big leak actually. So yeah, just check where the leaks are and then weld it on. This one is all good now. I'm now replacing the first version bracket of the dry sump pump here, and I need to pick up some points. I have 2 bolt holes here under the pump, but I need something here on top of the pump as well. Maybe if I'm brave enough I can drill something into these like bosses here. Should be possible. Hopefully there's nothing inside there. It looks like they were made for some kind of yeah, bolt hole or something. So yeah, I will grind this one down a bit and then drill and tap it, I think. In an earlier video I told you about my heavier connecting rods I'm going to install into the car, and was a little bit yeah, wondering if I should rebalance the engine after changing these ones. And yeah, now I have rebalanced the crankshaft. I had all of the rotating assemblies, clutch, gear here for the dry sump, and crank dampener, everything to the company called Custom Racing here in Sweden in Örebro. And they balanced this crank. I was hoping I could go there when they were doing the work and do some video about it, but yeah, it was not possible this time. So it's balanced, and because these parts are heavier now, the connecting rods. For example, in my Gallardo we needed to add some heavyweight into here, drill out and put some heavier material. And this one, it was not so much weight, so it's actually welded. You can see here a little bit of yeah, material needed to go in this counterweight here, so they welded on here, put a little bit of weight, and then had to drill some holes here to get the weight exactly where it should be. So yeah, I think it is in a couple of these weights here, it is a little bit weight added. So now there is full balance, and yeah, that will be really good when I'm gonna try to rev this more than the stock Gallardo engine there. Yeah, so almost all of the parts for the engine here. I got the new head gasket. Actually, the gasket kit for the complete engine was so expensive, much more expensive than it had been before. So I just bought the head gaskets, and I think a lot of O-rings, maybe some I can use, some others, some I can reuse. So yeah, I have some of the engine here, so yeah, some cleaning, and hopefully it will be an episode here soon where I can assemble the engine actually. But I need to be finished with the engine here first in my welding and grinding corner, so I don't need to do any grinding of the engine or anything welding when I have all of the rotating assemblies into the engine there. So yeah, trying to figure out everything, finding out some bolts that stuck that I have to take out, and yeah, we'll see. Yeah, bolt is threaded into the block there, so now the bracket is done. I think it will be strong enough for the pump. As you might know, I was in the Street Week Sweden 2022, and I actually was the winner in the four-wheel drive category. And if you are 1, 2, 3 in any class, you're allowed to enter early into the next year's competition. And yeah, usually the event is sold out the same day, I think, that it's released, the spots. I was not sure if I'm gonna drive, and because it's still no Swedish plate on this car, I actually entered with my Volvo here. This puts a little bit pressure on me to get this thing thing engine started going, and actually gonna do some drag racing with this one. This is not a drag race car. I will absolutely not be a winner this year. I think I will go in the pro touring category, where you need to have the 17-inch rims front and back, so need to get some better drag racing tires. But the good thing about this one, you got a roof rack, so we can have some stuff on there, and it got an trailer hook there, so I think I'm gonna get like a caravan, so you can have all the food and some spare parts and live at the track where you're driving. So yeah, I'm gonna compete with this one, and I think it is in July this summer, so yeah, that puts a little bit pressure on me to finish the car and make it drivable. I will try to focus working on this car as much as I can, but as you might know, also I have told before in video, it was actually now more than 2 years ago I suffered from fatigue, burnt out, depression when I was in Abu Dhabi, and yeah, I'm actually still suffering from that one, and sometimes it's not that good. I don't have the energy. We'll see if I make it. I hope so. Sometimes I get a bit energy and I think this is really fun, so yeah, try to build on that. And some days the mental health is not that good, just hard to get the days from start to finish, and maybe do something to for living, to get some money in working in my company, because I quit my day job. I cannot work as an aircraft technician anymore, not for now at least, maybe someday.